You're looking for something. You know it's here. You remember holding it in your hand. You even remember telling yourself, I'll put it somewhere safe. You open one drawer. Nothing. You open another. Still nothing. At first, you're calm. You tell yourself, it's fine. I'll find it. 10 minutes pass. Then 20. Now you're moving boxes. Opening cabinets you haven't touched in years. Your breathing changes. Your shoulders tighten. That small search turns into frustration. That's not aging. That's not memory loss. That's clutter quietly stealing your life. As we get older, everything already takes more effort. Your knees remind you when you stand. Your back speaks up when you bend. Your energy doesn't reset overnight anymore. So when your home works against you, when it hides things, blocks movement, demands constant searching, life becomes harder than it needs to be. That's why decluttering after 60 isn't about style. It's about safety. It's about peace. It's about dignity. Dorothy is 73 and lives alone in San Antonio. For years, she stacked boxes in her bedroom, just for now. Old clothes. Papers. Things she might need someday. One morning, her bedroom door wouldn't open. 20 years of stuff blocked it. When we finally cleared the room, she didn't smile. She cried. Not because she lost things. Because she said, I didn't realize how much I was holding my breath. Someone once commented under one of my videos, people who declutter their homes usually manage their emotions better too. They don't let unnecessary thoughts pile up. That comment stayed with me. Because clutter isn't just physical. It's emotional weight. Clear your space. Clear your mind. Clear your life. Today, I'm sharing 7 things you must throw out before 70. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if you paid good money. Even if part of you says, but what if I need it later? Because holding on to the past slowly steals your present. Hit like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments which one you'll start with. Let's begin. Thing number 1, underwear and undergarments over 1 year old. Nobody likes talking about this. But it matters more than most people realize. Underwear has a short lifespan. 6 months to 1 year. Even if you rotate pairs. Even if you wash them carefully. Elastic stretches. Fabric thins. Bacteria settles deep into fibers where detergent can't reach. A study from New York University found that even clean underwear still holds bacteria. Not dangerous, but not something you want against aging skin. Barbara, 70, showed me a drawer full of underwear she'd had for 5 years. She said, but they're clean. Clean doesn't mean supportive. Clean doesn't mean comfortable. You wouldn't use the same toothbrush for 5 years. Your underwear deserves the same respect. Yes, good underwear costs money. But discomfort costs energy. Irritation costs confidence. Buy 6 or 7 good pairs. Rotate them. Replace them yearly. Same rule for bras. If straps dig in, elastic sags, or wires poke through, let it go. And no, never donate underwear. It goes in the trash. You wear these items every single day. They should work for you, not against you. Thing number 2, exercise equipment you haven't used in 2 years. We all know how this happens. A promise to yourself. A new year. A hopeful purchase. The treadmill. The bike. The resistance band still in plastic. The first week feels good. Then life happens. Helen, 68, had 5 machines in one room. 5 reminders of goals she felt she failed. But here's the truth. If you haven't used it in 2 years, you're not waiting for motivation. You've already moved on. And that's okay. These machines take space. They collect dust. They silently whisper guilt every time you pass them. Robert kept a rowing machine for 8 years. 8 years. When he finally sold it, he said, "My living room feels lighter. And so do I." Sell it. Donate it. Let someone else use it. That equipment isn't making you healthier. It's just shrinking your home. Thing number 3, towels older than 2 years. Most people don't know this, but towels expire. Fibers break down. Absorbency fades. Moisture stays trapped. That musty smell. That's bacteria living rent-free. Dorothy had towels older than her grandchildren. Stiff. Scratchy. Barely drying her skin. Old towels irritate aging skin. They don't comfort, it's friction. If your towel smells even after washing, it's done. Replace them. Old towels aren't useless. Cut them into rags. Use them for cleaning. Just don't use them on your body anymore. Thing number 4, faux leather items that are flaking. Faux leather has a short life. 3 to 5 years. After that, it falls apart. Susan wore a faux leather jacket to a family event. Halfway through the day, black flakes covered her clothes. There is no fixing faux leather. No conditioner. No repair. If it flakes, it's finished. Throw it out before it embarrasses you in public. Thing number 5, outdated accessories. Accessories follow trends faster than clothes. Sunglasses. Scarves. Belts. Jewelry. Helen tried on old sunglasses and laughed. These belong to another version of me. Keep classics. Let trends go. Broken jewelry doesn't deserve storage space. If you haven't fixed it in 3 years, you won't. Accessories should reflect who you are now, not who you were. Thing number 6, clothes you haven't worn in 2 years. This is the hardest one for almost everyone. Not because it takes effort, but because it takes honesty. Clothes are never just clothes. They carry memories. Moments. Versions of ourselves we once were. We keep them for reasons we rarely say out loud. This was expensive. My daughter bought this for me. I'll fit into this again. I might need this for a special occasion. But here's the quiet truth most people don't want to face. If you haven't worn something in 2 years, you're probably never going to. Not because you failed, not because you gave up, but because life changed. Your body changed. Your comfort needs changed. Your daily routine changed. And that's not something to fight against. It's something to respect. Margaret is 72. Her closet was full, but she still said every morning, "I have nothing to wear." Inside that closet were dresses from her working years, tight blouses she no longer felt comfortable in, heels she hadn't worn in over a decade, and jackets that only fit if she stood perfectly still. She said, "I keep them because they're still good." But good condition does not mean useful. A perfectly preserved dress from 1995 is still a dress you don't reach for. A suit that fits your memory but not your body only creates frustration. Every morning, cluttered closets steal energy. You pull something out. You try it on. You feel uncomfortable. You put it back. That moment may seem small. But repeated every day, it quietly damages confidence. And let's talk about the clothes people keep, just for home. The stretched t-shirts. The faded pajamas. The shirts with tiny holes no one else can see. We tell ourselves, these are just for sleeping. But here's the truth. You deserve comfort and dignity even when no one is watching. Robert had 15 old t-shirts. All stretched. All stained. He said, "They're comfortable." I asked him, "Would you feel comfortable answering the door in these?" He paused. Comfort doesn't mean worn out. You can be comfortable in clothes that still respect you. Here's a rule that works. If you haven't worn it in 2 years, and you don't have a specific upcoming event for it, let it go. Take everything out of your closet. Yes, everything. Make 3 piles. Pile 1, I wore this in the last year. Pile 2, I haven't worn this, but I have a real event coming where I will. Pile 3, everything else. Pile 3 leaves your home. Not someday. Not next month. Today. Donate what's still truly wearable. But be honest. If you wouldn't proudly give it to someone you respect, don't donate it. Donation centers are not trash cans. Clothes with stains, holes, or sagging elastic belong in the trash. When Margaret finished clearing her closet, she stood quietly for a long moment. Then she said, "I didn't realize how much pressure my clothes were putting on me." Her mornings became easier. Her choices became simpler. Thing number 7, old blankets and comforters. Blankets seem harmless. They don't break. They don't go out of style. They don't complain. So we keep them. We fold them neatly. We stack them in closets. We slide them onto shelves. We tell ourselves, they're not hurting anyone. But here's what most people never realize. Blankets quietly take up more space than almost anything else in your home. And they collect more than just dust. They collect time. They collect indecision. They collect, what if? What if someone stays over? What if I get cold one day? What if I throw it away and regret it? So they stay. Year after year. As we age, our bodies change in subtle ways. Our skin becomes thinner. Our lungs become more sensitive. Our sleep becomes lighter. And those changes mean the things touching our bodies matter more than ever. Old blankets hold dust, skin cells, pollen, and allergens deep inside their fibers. Even with washing, many of these particles remain trapped. That's especially true for thick, heavy blankets and comforters that are hard to clean properly. Mild allergies become nightly irritation. A slightly heavy blanket becomes uncomfortable pressure. A musty smell becomes a constant, quiet annoyance. And most people don't connect these discomforts to their blankets. They blame age. They blame poor sleep. They blame their body. But often, it's the bedding. Edward is 76. He told me he woke up tired every morning, no matter how early he went to bed. He blamed his age. When we looked at his bed, his comforter was nearly 18 years old. The filling had clumped. The fabric had absorbed years of dust. When he replaced it, nothing else changed. Same bedtime. Same routine. 2 weeks later, he said, "I sleep deeper. I wake up clearer." Blankets also create unnecessary storage stress. They're bulky. They're heavy. They fall when you reach for something else. For older adults, this becomes a safety issue. Reaching overhead. Lifting stacks. Pulling heavy blankets from shelves. One wrong movement can strain a shoulder or throw off balance. Robert had 8 blankets in his linen closet. 8. When I asked why, he said, "I like to be prepared." Prepared for what? Overnight guests he hadn't had in 4 years. Cold nights he could handle with one good blanket. Emergencies that never came. He wasn't prepared. He was weighed down. Here's the truth. You don't need many blankets. You need the right ones. One blanket per bed. One extra for guests. That's enough. Anything beyond that is just anxiety folded into fabric. And let's talk about comforters. Comforters feel permanent. They're expensive. They're big. They feel like something you're supposed to keep forever. But comforters wear out. Even if they look fine. The filling breaks down. It stops distributing warmth evenly. You feel cold in some spots, overheated in others. That affects sleep more than we realize. Sleep quality influences balance. Memory. mood, blood pressure, immune function. Poor sleep quietly erodes quality of life. Elaine is 71. She said she woke up multiple times each night adjusting her comforter. Too hot. Too cold. Her comforter was 14 years old. After replacing it, she said, I stopped fighting my bed. That's what good bedding should do. Support you. Not fight you. Now, many people hesitate because they don't want to waste things. That's understandable. But old blankets don't have to go to landfill. Animal shelters desperately need them. Dogs and cats sleep on old blankets every single day. What no longer comforts you can comfort an animal. Some people keep blankets because they're sentimental. This was on the couch when the kids were small. This one came from my mother. This one reminds me of a different time. Memories don't live in fabric. They live in you. You don't lose the memory by letting go of the object. You lose stress. You gain space. And here's something most people don't think about. Old blankets make cleaning harder. They crowd closets. They fall onto the floor. They collect dust you have to vacuum around. Once you reduce them, cleaning becomes easier. Faster. Less tiring. And when cleaning is easier, you do it more often. That alone improves health. Here's a simple test. Pull out every blanket you own. Lay them on the bed. Ask yourself, which ones do I actually use? Which ones feel heavy, scratchy, or smell faintly musty? Which ones exist only because I've always kept them? Choose the best. Let the rest go. When Robert reduced his 8 blankets to 3, he said, I didn't realize how crowded my closet felt until it wasn't. That's what decluttering does. It doesn't leave emptiness. It creates breathing room. Your home should support your sleep. Your comfort. Your health. Old blankets and comforters quietly work against that. Letting them go isn't loss. It's care. Before we end, let me ask you something. As you sit there right now, looking around your home, which of these items do you already know has been waiting too long to be let go? Is it the clothes you haven't worn in years? The extra blankets filling your closet? The exercise equipment collecting dust? Or the small things that quietly steal your peace every day? You don't have to do everything at once. Just one choice. Just one small step. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments. Which item are you starting with? And what made you choose that one? Your words matter. Someone reading your comment may feel less alone. And finally find the courage to begin. If this message helped you, if it made you pause, think, or breathe a little easier, please take a moment to press the like button. It helps this video reach other people who need to hear this today. And if you're not already subscribed, I invite you to join this community. Here, we talk honestly about aging, health, and life after 60.